Hi guys, welcome back. Currently just got out of the shower. So clean. My face is tremendously broken out. Tremendously. I flew all the way from California to Maine yesterday. Yes, it can be done in one day, although I do not recommend it. I just got back from California. I have a lot of thoughts, pros and cons, what I did out there. You know, I just want to give you the lowdown. What did I do? Who did I see? Did I go party? No, I didn't do any of that. I was with my mom, so. She did a lot of dancing at a concert though. I will tell you that. Did I meet any celebrities? I don't know. We'll get into it. You know, I'll give you some tips on what you should do while you're in California if you're not famous and you're just a normal person like me. So let's get into it. Okay, let me start from the beginning. We went to California for my mom's birthday. We went on a Wednesday, stayed through Sunday. Honestly, it was the perfect amount of time. So flew out on a Wednesday. We did the smart thing and flew into Burbank, which is a much smaller airport compared to the LAX airport that, I mean, most people probably think of when they think of Los Angeles. Since we're staying in Hollywood, it just kind of made sense. Maybe like a 15-20 minute Uber ride. Got into Burbank at 4 o'clock. Straight from the airport, went to our hotel. We stayed at Mama's Shelter, located in Hollywood. It was just one that was on hotels.com. It looked cute, it looked funky, and honestly, like nothing but good things to say about it. It was kind of like poppin', honestly. Like if you're a young group of people going, they have a rooftop. It has a DJ every night or like a live band. Has some good drinks. It's pretty expensive, but I bet everything in LA is pretty expensive. A good little bar in the lobby as well. The happy hour was awesome. Had great happy hour deals. Like everyone working was like young, hip, fun, funky. The place was decorated really cool. Of course, it was like Hollywood themed. Dropped our stuff off, went down and hit up the happy hour deals. I made dinner reservations at Delilah in West Hollywood, which before I went, I kind of made like an itinerary. That's like pro tip. Make an itinerary, things you want to do, places you want to see. A lot of cool places you may want to eat. It's reservation only. And you don't want to show up somewhere and feel like an idiot. So we had like a 7:30 reservation. No one there. We were like the first people there except for a few at the bar. And they had a singer come on at about like 8:40. From what I've heard, it's a pretty poppin' place on the weekends and later at night. There's a lot of people there. Waiters were nice. Super dark, very dark. Can't see anything. Can't see the menu. My mom did the old lady person and pulled out her flashlight on her phone to read the menu. Can't say I was surprised. After dinner, Uber ride back to the hotel, went to sleep, woke up early the next day. Day 2. This was on a Thursday. So we originally thought that we were gonna be able to go to a voice live recording just to be able to like see like what all goes behind the scenes for it. Didn't end up getting tickets for it, was on the list but didn't get picked. Major disappointment, but didn't get it. Wasn't the end of the world. So we decided, hey, we'll still go to Universal Studios, see all the fun rides, do all the fun rides, do the studio tour there. 10 o'clock we arrived at Universal Studios, not far from the Burbank airport. If you're wanting to stay in Burbank, wouldn't be a bad idea. About this time, everyone else was getting there. Ton of people, even on a weekday. We thought we were really outsmarting everyone and just like gonna beat the crowd. No, it is July, so everyone else is also on vacation probably. If you're gonna go on a Monday, Tuesday, I think that is probably a better idea. I thought it was awesome. We went to Harry Potter's World of Wizarding. We rode the really cool ride like in the castle, got to see all the little like setups they have in the castle. Did we wait in line for nearly 2 hours? We did. We weren't miserable, but like, man, that long to ride a ride that lasts maybe less than 5 minutes. After that, I was a little bit down. I was like, is this how everything's gonna be? Wasn't terrible wait on the rest of them. That is like probably the most popular one there, except for Jurassic World. We did the other ride at Harry Potter's World, got some butterbeer, got to walk around the cool little village, did a little bit of shopping, took our pictures, whatnot. We saw a bunch of people walking around with the giant donuts from The Simpsons. We waited in line for probably 30 or 40 minutes for the Mummy ride. That was probably the most thrilling. Like it was the fastest one. And it's kind of like Rock and Roller Coaster, I feel like. It kind of feels like a 0 to 60 start off to it, so it was really fun. Little kid next to me passed out. I think my favorite thing about Universal Studios was the studio tour. It was about an hour long. There were TV shows that were like actively recording, which was really cool. Never Have I Ever was actually recording that day, and I saw the entire cast walk by from a distance. I was probably 2 cars late to see them all, like see their faces. That was probably the funnest part about Universal Studios to me, not really caring that much about the rides. I think I'm like past the age of waiting in lines to like ride a 5-second ride. Honestly, just getting really annoyed and tired and dehydrated dehydrated because people are walking around everywhere, you're sweating, people won't get out of the way, they're being idiots, some are running from ride to ride. Like, why? The line is still gonna be there. We spent probably the entire day there, so we were probably there from like 10 to 6 o'clock at night. Got an Uber ride back to our hotel in Hollywood, had reservations for dinner at 8:30, so we got back, changed into the things that we had worn the night before. We were probably like a block from Beauty in Essex where we ate the second night. That's my second time eating at a Beauty in Essex and it's delicious. It is expensive, but you know, when in Rome. Every dinner there was celebrating my mom's birthday. They brought out a cupcake with candle for her. They have great drinks there. The dishes are like little tiny dishes and you get multiple of them. And you don't think you're gonna fill up, but you do every time. That was the end of our day 2 there. So we hit the hay early, went to bed, and we had an early morning the next day. Day 3. We woke up at like 7 o'clock. We had reservations or like tickets for the Warner Brothers studio tour at 9 o'clock. So we Ubered back to Burbank from Hollywood. Yet again, we were in Burbank. We probably should just stayed in Burbank. It was a 3-hour tour overall, but the first hour of it, they drive you around in golf carts around the whole back lot. Super cool. They're telling you about everything. Our guy, he kind of specialized the tour to like the interests of the group. It was so funny because me and my mom are from Oklahoma. People behind us from London. People in the next row from Vancouver. People in the next row from China, and then the last row, they were from California. A super cool like mixture of people, and you know, everyone was there being fans of different shows. There's just so much history in all the different sets. You know, Old New York, where some of Friends was shot, where some of like Rent was shot. It just was amazing to me how they can turn all of these little sets into different places, into different stories, personalize them to fit wherever. Our tour guide was super educational though. You could tell he was a big fan. I felt like he actually wanted to be there. He actually wanted to make us excited to see everything that we were seeing. I wish it was longer. I wish I would have done like the longer 2-3 hour tour, or you know, where you can actually walk into some sound stages. Warner Brothers was super busy. There was a lot of things going on. Funny enough, if we would have gone and done the studio tour the day before, they actually saw Jason Momoa and they're shooting the new Aquaman on the Warner Brothers set. He had it on his Instagram story. Just never know. You may get lucky, you may not. I didn't get lucky. Oh well. The next 2 hours are self-guided. You go through exhibits and kind of photo ops. I didn't really care for any of the photo ops. I liked seeing all of the costumes that they used when shooting. That was super interesting to me. It was cool to see like the Batman stuff, the Joker costumes. Zoe Kravitz, tiny. After we were done at Warner Brothers about 12 o'clock, we went to a burger place called Burger She Wrote. I've heard people talk about this place. They have a burger called the Oklahoma Burger. You need to go there. If you're gonna go, they have one in, I think it's West Hollywood, but we went to the one that was on Hollywood Boulevard. Milkshake, amazing. Fries, amazing. Smash patty, amazing. Grilled onions on it. I got fried pickles too. Not many places have fried pickles, but this did, and it was so good. I'm dreaming about it. I'm still dreaming about it. After at 2:30 we had your typical touristy Hollywood like van tour. We were actually in a van that was air conditioned. It was nice with a guide. So super intimate. We're kind of all just having a conversation talking about things. You know, if we have any questions we could ask him. He was really friendly. During our 3-hour drive around town, went through Beverly Hills, went through the hills, got really up close to the Hollywood sign, which was awesome. We drove down Sunset Strip, went over to Rodeo Drive, and kind of made a stop by the Beverly Hills Hotel. Overall, if you just want to be a tourist for a day, it's a great thing to do. By the time we were done with that day, it was 5:30. We headed back to our hotel. We were still worn out from the day before and kind of walking around just in the morning. We got reservations and ate on the rooftop of our hotel at Mama's Shelter. It has a really cool view of LA. You can see all the houses in the hills. Enjoyed some live music. Hit the hay by 10:30. Final day in LA, Hollywood. We decided to, you know, have a chill day. Woke up, didn't get around or leave the hotel until probably 11:30. Took an Uber, went to Phil's, got a coffee and a bagel. Caught an Uber ride over to Melrose. We actually went to the Griffith and then Melrose. Just walked around on Melrose, went into like the Glossier store, went into a couple cute stores, got a little midday pick-me-up at Joe and the Juice, another place that I've heard of but never actually got to try, so I got a matcha latte. Very LA of me. After we were done on Melrose, we went over to the Beverly Center to go to Zara and H&M because my mom wanted to pick up a cardigan for the concert we were going to later that night at the Hollywood Bowl. We went and saw John Fogerty. You might know him from Creedence Clearwater. Started at 8 o'clock, hung out, got a couple beers, enjoyed the concert. concert, danced our little hearts out. Didn't even sit in our seats, honestly. Just stood up, down, lower, and danced the whole time. It was fun. There's so many people at the Hollywood Bowl just like picnicking. I guess you can bring whatever you want in there. We didn't know, so we weren't prepared for that. It was awesome. We had a view of the Hollywood sign from our seats before it got dark. He put on quite the show. Now, let's be honest. Pros and cons. What are my real thoughts of Hollywood? Well, overall, had a 10 out of 10 experience. So much fun. A lot of things that I'd wanted to see that I've only seen in movies or online. You know, let's start out with the cons. Lots of people experiencing homelessness on the side of the streets. Mainly that is on Hollywood Boulevard. That's more in the populated areas. Didn't have any like negative experiences except for an Uber driver dropping me off at the wrong place, so we had to run 2 blocks. That wasn't fun. I was sweating. Con, smells like pee in a lot of places. Con, everything's expensive. Con, you pretty much have to Uber everywhere unless you want to take the bus or want to walk a long ways. Now I'll move on to pros, okay? A lot to see. Rich history of movies, entertainment industry, any of that stuff you're interested in, it's the place to go. The weather was beautiful. It wasn't at all too hot. I mean, pretty much carry a water bottle with you wherever you go. You're good. So I'll end this video by a few tips that I have. If you come to LA to do the whole Hollywood thing, I definitely recommend the Warner Brothers Studio tour. Universal, I'm not sure if you can do the tour without going into the park. Not sure how that works. I'm really glad we did the Warner one. I thought about doing the Paramount Studios tour. I kind of wish I could have done that one too, but overall I'm satisfied with what we saw. I definitely think plan out where you're gonna eat, or just at least have an idea of a couple places you want to eat, get some reservations. Always plan ahead. My mom is the type of person to go on a trip and just go, see what happens. I, on the other hand, am finding that I enjoy little trips, vacation more if you kind of got somewhat of an itinerary, a little bit of a flexible itinerary. The only thing that I wish I could have seen that I didn't get to see, the beaches. That just gives me another reason to come back, honestly, and it'll be okay. I didn't really mention, we did spend some time on Hollywood Boulevard walking up and down looking at the stars. I wouldn't plan your entire vacation around just Hollywood Boulevard. There's definitely, like, it's definitely fun, but it is overwhelming. Be prepared to see lots of people and lots of people sitting on the sidewalks. You know, do it for a day, get it out of the way. Yeah, that was just some thoughts of my little trip. This is a hat I got. What do we think? What do we think? Was it a good hat? Good purchase? Anyways, thanks for watching, and book that trip. Stop thinking about it, just do it. Thanks for watching. Bye! Yes, my face is breaking out because I'm on my period, okay? Did you want to know that?